baby. Guess we can start here. And hearing this clairaudiently. Skip this commercial. Bye, silly kitties. What's up, baby? Some of my music disappeared when I rebooted. I don't know what happened. Unless it's on this one. I'll check. Hold on. In the meantime, oh, bless me. Okay, there's one. Where's the other one now? Frozen? No, I know. I was just very still. Did I look like I was frozen? The music was still going. What do you mean? Well, I guess that can happen, right? No. I was just very still. No, there's no one in the window. It'll pop up. This is Two in the Chest by Skeller, but I also heard this one. I did find some of them. I don't know what happened to that one song. I guess I do have one more place to check, but I don't think it's there. I'll have to do a little digging to find it again, but it's okay. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to the station that I know it played from. Patience is a Virtue. When I remember like one or two words from the title of the song, but the name was kind of a different name. I don't know what it was. It had kind of a few letters in it, but I can't place it. So when it pops up and I see the artist again, put a pin in it. It'll come up. Thank you.
see eye to eye with you ain't in my vision, oh no. I said, oh no, back in the day, I used to say, a girl like you, I used to pray for days for. Now I'm out here like way more. What the fuck would I stay for? Why the fuck would I pay for? So aim is just gonna kill me, Nikki, I'm still me, but I'm just better. It's been 6 months since we touched last, but I broke fast with this letter, and I swear to God that I'm better.
Not gonna kill my joy.
From the moment you wake up, your day is already...
This is the Zen Den. I'm gonna kill my joy. Let's do... I don't remember that song. I don't remember, is it Pretty Little Liars? I've heard this on and off the last couple of weeks. And who can keep a secret if one of them is dead? So, like, the people who did people dirty, they're wanting to take out the people they did dirty because they feel like if the victim is alive, then they'll be able to be exposed. And they don't want to take accountability for what they did, pretty much. Crazy. Anyway, heads up. Crazy. teapot. Who needs to be in your teapot?
You so much. Tell me, is this freedom, baby? Chasing into danger, making my way. Whoa. Baby, it's a satellite. Baby, if the world's collide. Maybe in the dark side, we could be together. On the highway, someday soon we'll be together. We'll be together. We'll be together.
Your energy is so gross, man. Chill out. Thanks, Maxie. How are you? You alright? Sending lots of love. No, the nitpickers. That's energy's gross. Like, who does that? Find a hobby, babe. Haha. Ordered a poll. Why are you so cranky? Don't be rude in my house. was great. Yes, yes, yes. Love you guys.
Life is full of choices, but the choice between getting crispy chicken nuggets or a Crunchwrap slider isn't one you'll have to make.
No.
The new crispy chicken Crunchwrap.
I'm upgrading this account next. To go figure out how to do that, but I will. Careful. Hi, Bandana. I see your name on the corner.
Slider at Taco Bell.
I thought I switched that. Apologies. Kitty, you're gonna make me sneeze. It's okay. I love you. You're worth it. No cat hair on my face, please. Silly goosey. Hey guys, what's up? Thank you on the later, my sweets. No, that's terrible. Evil Eye Blind. Somewhere. I'm trying to find them, but they are. These need to come off. It's hard to do this. I wonder as well. Sometimes he's traveling and out of service. He's been hiking on trails. So just some good vibes to chill in. Okay. Good vibes and prayers always. Lots of love and gratitude. Make an image of me to worship? What do you mean? Like a drawing? Like fan art? What is this? Galaxy Eyes, Dreamer's Delight. I don't know what it is, but I like it. This is a good one. Galaxy Eyes, Dreamer's Delight. So good. It's good, isn't it? It's a vibe, man. Love it. Yes. VIP in the chat? Oh, filmmaking. I don't know what you're talking about. Carry on. Love you. Are you talking to me? I don't know what this is. I don't. No. We can move on. One, two. One more here. Skip one more. Okay. You like this one? Color of Your Soul by Grizz and Closey. Waiting for that one artist to pop back up.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank.
Let me see, hold on. see it or hear it, but I don't know the name. It's like a weird spelling. I need it exactly to pop up properly.
If this is so sad, then I wanna be sitting here while the traffic lights turn blue. Doing it
Handle this one. Oh, you want the song also? $111 on the likes. That's right. Good noticing. Proud of myself for finding that song. Thank you. Teamwork makes the dream work. I wasn't alone. I'd help. Thank you. How are you? How is everybody? Hey, Austin, what's up? It's hilarious. Anyway, this song, Midnight Terrain by Hermitude. I'll try it, that's right. Let me pack up and then I'll do a count. But they want attention so desperately. Honestly, I've been laughing. I think it's funny. They're just not worth it. Don't give them what they want. I think it's funny because the angels told me what they were going to do before they did it, and they did. Okay, they're going to try to do A, B, and C, but don't worry, you're going to find it funny. Bet. Also because I know the outcome, in the long run. It's just not what they thought it was. So, when you know the outcome, it's kind of entertaining to watch people think they can control it or change and manipulate things. And you're just spinning your own gears. You don't even realize it yet, apparently. Right, that's projection. Someone saying they have daddy issues, that they have parent issues themselves. That's projection. It hurts their feelings that they have parental issues, and so they were trying to make you share that with them by throwing it at you, or taking it off of them by throwing it at you. That's what that is psychologically, really. Okay, so what? Now that we found that song. Oh yeah, that's actually a pretty good one. Maybe we should do that? Huh? How about that? That's doable. Yep. Like a station that plays songs like that. We'll see what pops up. We'll see. It's so good. This is the radio. This one is found by Rose Hip. Flower Rose Hip. Shadow journaling, just like a page maybe. Take another couple of steps, sit on it for the night, sleep on it. And we'll light some sage, I'll do some Reiki and stuff first, but we'll go over here and do some yoga and chill. That's right, they like to project, because they can't do anything else.
Let's have a dream which isn't under control. Well, something is going to happen to me that I don't know what it's going to be. Finally, you were dreaming. Where you are now.
We know what you're doing. Sometimes I don't even think they're aware of it. Sometimes people are, but sometimes they're not.
you are actually living today. That would be within the infinite multiplicity of choices you would have.
We like this one.
In my heart, I know it's true. True. I only wanna be with you.
Lost my shoe.
In my heart, I know it's true. Only wanna be with you. In my heart, I know it's true. I only wanna be with you.
Better by Dreamer's Delight. Amy, you have to tell me, please and thank you. What audio is better with this one? I know how it's best on the laptop through this, but when it's here, I still am working on getting it exact. Like, there's a point where it's a little too low and it's like muffled, it's hard to hear. Kind of gets like background jumbled. But then there's a point where it's a little bit too loud and it's hard to speak. And then there's a point where it's too loud and it's like tinny to you guys. And I want to make sure we hit that sweet spot when I'm using Pandora, because that's what comes through the loudspeakers back here. This is hooked up to Pandora always. And then the YouTube is what I play through the laptop, where it's just like the laptop speaker here. But you tell me if, like, I'll give you a couple options. Tell me what's best. So just move it back to where it was. But here, this is where it was, where it is. But like if I turn it down like 5 notches, oh, let's see. I'll just call it there. Better, but this is louder. On a lower range. Where is it better? Is it better in the middle where it started? Tinny? Is that too loud? Yeah. Should I turn it down a little bit, or is this alright? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, this one was a request though, hold on. I like this station. It's that, it's Ekali, E-K-L-I, and Mossy. I just think it's really lovely. But this was a request. Oh my goodness. I think this is a French name. Yeah, it looks like French, possibly. The title. Which is funny because I actually heard another song that's called Achilles Come Down. And I specifically, I was getting a flash of that when some of the other songs came on in the back on Pandora that had, when I switched the station over, that had like sound bits of talking, but this one is largely in French. I heard it. It's been a while. Have I been to Electric Forest? No. Nope. Try something else.
Protect your dream home.
Achilles, come down, won't you get above the roof? You're scaring us and all of us. Some of us love you, Achilles. It's not much, but there's proof. You're crazy as cosmonaut. Remember your virtue. Redemption lies plainly and true. Just humorous, Achilles. Achilles, come down, won't you get above the roof?
Parce qu'ils estiment que la vie ne vaut pas la peine d'être vécue. D'autres se font paradoxalement tuer, lister, s'illusionnent d'y redonner une raison de vivre, sans même raison de vivre, étant le plus d'expérience.
Achilles, come down, won't you get above the roof? The self is not so weightless, nor whole and unbroken. Remember the pact of our youth. Where you go, I'm going. So jumping, I'm jumping, since there is no me without you. Soldier on Achilles, Achilles, come down, won't you get above the roof? Love the way they light candles in Rome, but love the sweet air of the votive. Hurt and grieve, but don't suffer alone. Engage with the pain as a motive. Today of all days, see how most dangerous things to love.
D'agérant d'immeuble qui s'était tué, on disait un jour qu'il avait perdu sa fille depuis 5 ans, qu'il avait beaucoup changé depuis, et que cette histoire avait
Achilles, jump now, you boy, absent photos of mistakes. So self-indulgent and self-referential, no audience could ever want you. You crave the applause, you hate the attention, and miss it, your act is a ruse. It is empty, Achilles, so end it all now. Let's have a witness resistance for you.
crise est presque toujours incontrôlable. Chacun intime, analytique, ses explications sont valables, mais il faudrait savoir si on relève un être désespéré à partir d'un monde différent.
Achilles, just put down the bottle. Don't listen to what you've consumed. It's chaos, confusion, and wholly unworthy of feeding, and it's wholly untrue. You may feel no purpose, no point for existing. It's all just conjecture and gloom. And there may not be meaning, so find one in season. Do not waste yourself on this room. Hear those bells ring deep in the soul, chiming away for a moment. Feel your breath course frankly below. See life's a worthy opponent. Today, for this, see how the most dangerous thing is to love.
Des souvenirs d'une patrie perdue, de l'espoir d'une terre promise. Ce divorce entre l'homme de sa vie
Don't listen, be killing, just jump. You down. So much more than I write my opinion on what else you've gotten. You asked for my counsel and I see your thoughts. Be done with this now and turn off roof. Can you hear me, Achilles? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Talking to you, Achilles come down, Achilles come down.
Ta-da! Good scratches.
Et salut, ce serait trop. Mais il faut faire la part de ceux qui semblent purs, que plongent tous si j'hypnotise à peine. Il s'agit de la majorité. Je vois également que ceux qui répondent non agissent comme si c'est oui.
I need to do it without looking.
The unknown, with pace and a fury to fight. Clothe yourself in beauty untold. See life as a means to try. Today, of all days, see how the most dangerous thing is to love.
Joel's in the teapot. Goodness. Okay, let's do something together, shall we? Listen to hold on. This one's here. Some kind of story thingy. I'll make a protein snack. So this is one of my meal prep thingies I haven't done yet. So I'll do it now really quickly. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Somebody's mad.
Hey guys.
I think Mr. Bond has no video. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Start there.
True crime story. But today, I'm going to tell you two stories that each of them at first glance will appear to be sort of a run-of-the-mill true crime story. But they are not. I promise you, stick to the end of each of these stories and you'll hear two very unique, very sort of unbelievable plot twists. But before we get into those two stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload 2, 3, even 4 times every week. So if that's of interest to you, please sneak into the Like Button's house and log on to their computer and email love letters to all of their work contacts. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. Okay, let's get into today's stories. On the afternoon of April 25th, 2007, a 25-year-old police officer named Martin Arnold and his partner Michelle sat in their police cruiser in the parking lot of a public park in Heilbronn, Germany. They were on their lunch break, and Martin was eating a sandwich and looking out across the park, which was mostly empty because it was a weekday afternoon. So Heilbronn was a medium-sized city in southern Germany, and it was generally a pretty safe area. I mean, for the most part, the worst crimes committed here were like break-ins or muggings. So Martin and his partner, they didn't have a whole lot of action happening around them. However, something Martin and Michelle and basically all police officers, for the most part, in Germany were acutely aware of was over the last 14 years, all across Germany, there had been this rash of crimes ranging from home invasions and robberies to at least 2 murders that had basically all been committed based on DNA evidence by the same person, this singular woman whose nickname was the woman with no face. And she still hadn't been caught yet. And so in essence, all police officers in Germany were sort of like always on the lookout for this woman. She was like the most elusive and sought after criminal in the whole country. But on this particular day, as Martin sat in his cruiser on his lunch break, he wasn't really thinking about how he might get involved in capturing the woman with no face. Instead, he was just worried about his sandwich. And so he went to take another bite of his sandwich when he heard the back doors of his cruiser open up. And he whipped around and he looked, and there were these 2 people who had approached the cruiser, and each of them were carrying a gun. And before Martin or Michelle could do anything, these people raised their weapons and they fired, and everything went black. Within minutes, officers from the Heilbronn Police Department had swarmed the scene. They found Michelle, who was deceased from a gunshot wound to the head. And Martin had also been shot in the head, but he was still alive. He was just unconscious. And so an ambulance rushed him to the hospital while detectives taped off the crime scene and began looking for evidence. Some officers immediately began canvassing the area looking for potential witnesses. Because the park was basically empty all day, there was nobody who had seen the shooting. Other officers looked for footprints in the ground, around the car. They also began looking for fingerprints on the car, bullet casings, hairs, other fibers inside or outside the car. But there was nothing. And so at this point, the investigators are like, okay, all we know is there's been at least one shooter, maybe multiple, because they have not spoken to Martin, who's unconscious. They have no idea what he's seen. So they're seeing that at least one person has managed to come up to a police cruiser, undetected presumably, open up the doors, shoot both officers in the head, and then get away without leaving behind any obvious evidence. It just seemed crazy. Like, we just missed something. Like, there's got to be something here that sort of points us in the direction of who was responsible. And so in a last-ditch attempt to find something helpful at the crime scene, one officer swabbed the inside of the car for potential DNA evidence. They knew that if there was DNA, it could belong to Martin or Michelle or anybody else who might have been inside of this car, and any of those people didn't have to be the shooter or shooters. They could just be people in the car. But it was possible that DNA found inside that car could belong to whoever did this. However, they wouldn't know about this DNA sample until the crime lab analyzed the swabs, and that could take a really long time. But it was certainly worth it. And so they sent the swabs off for testing. While they waited for the DNA results to come in, the Heilbronn PD continued trying to find witnesses or any other helpful evidence, anything. But they kept coming up empty. Their only potential witness here was Martin himself, but he was still in a coma at the hospital. It was not until weeks later that finally the police had something to go on, because the DNA results came back. And not only was there DNA found in the car, but what this DNA revealed sent the media into a frenzy and brought this investigation to the national level. At this time, it's mid-2007, and a 44-year-old German prosecutor named Gunther Horn was sitting in his office when he got a call from his boss. And his boss told him, the woman without a face has struck again, this time in Heilbronn. Gunther's eyes went wide, and he immediately sat up and listened really intently as his boss explained that 2 police officers in Heilbronn had been shot in the head while parked in their cruiser near this park. And the woman with no face, her DNA had been found in the backseat of their car. Now, Gunther had always been fascinated by the woman without a face, so he was ecstatic when his boss asked if he, Gunther, would lead the investigation into this most recent crime in Heilbronn that was potentially connected to this woman, and to try to finally identify who she was once and for all. Gunther immediately said he would do it, and he got to work. Right away, Gunther organized a task force to investigate this woman without a face. The task force was based in Heilbronn, but at Gunther's command, detectives on the team began reinvestigating all these crimes from all over Germany that this woman was involved in. They searched for patterns, for evidence, or witnesses that maybe had been missed during the original investigation. And through this effort, this team was able to come up with a very rough idea of who this woman was. They knew that she was very likely a heroin user because police had once recovered a heroin needle with her DNA on it at a public park. They also knew she had a lot of criminal contacts because many of her crimes involved co-conspirators. But anytime police had interrogated her co-conspirators, they had refused to say anything about her. It was like they were afraid of her. And there were a couple of other details that struck Gunther as being pretty odd. The only evidence this woman had ever left behind at any of these crime scenes was her DNA. And they didn't have a match in the database to pair it with, so they only knew she was a woman, but they didn't know who she was. In 14 years, she never left behind a fingerprint, a footprint, hair, or anything else. So it seemed like, her crimes were extremely deliberate, very clean, very well planned, but also she was clearly leaving behind her DNA at all these crime scenes. It almost seemed like that was her calling card. Also, what Gunther and his task force discovered is that in many of the crimes committed by the woman without a face, witnesses described seeing what looked like a man at the scene, not a woman. And this was obviously weird because based on the DNA evidence, they knew unequivocally that their suspect, this woman without a face, was biologically female, not male. And so to Gunther, it seemed like, maybe this man that was being seen at these crime scenes was just one of the woman's co-conspirators, or maybe the woman without a face dressed as a man to avoid being caught. But it was impossible to know without a first-hand witness who had actually seen the suspect up close. That was what Gunther really needed. And in late May, about a month after the shooting in Heilbronn, Gunther got a call about that exact type of witness that he was looking for. That same day, Gunther walked into a hospital in Heilbronn, and he saw Heilbronn police officer Martin Arnold laying in a hospital bed with his eyes open. He'd been in a coma for a month now after being shot, but he had woken up. And he clearly was Gunther's best chance of catching the woman without a face, because presumably before he was shot, he might have gotten a look at her. So he was that witness who might be able to describe her. And so Gunther, he walked over, sat down next to Martin's hospital bed, and he asked him to please tell him everything he remembered about what happened. And Martin, he was very distraught about the whole thing. He's just woken up. He's just learned that his partner has died. And so he's very emotional. But he ultimately tells Gunther that, realistically, he can't really remember what happened. He basically turned around. He saw there was, these 2 figures. But after he got shot, it was like he just didn't remember anything. And so realistically, Martin had almost nothing to offer, which meant Gunther was back to square one. For the next 2 years, Gunter and his task force worked tirelessly to try to catch the woman without a face. They spent millions of euros, clocked thousands of hours of overtime, and even offered a reward equivalent to 400,000 US dollars for information. But none of it led anywhere. And adding insult to injury was the fact that the whole time this investigation is going on, the woman without a face kept committing crimes. The task force connected her to at least 6 more break-ins, 1 more robbery, and another murder. And these crimes weren't even just happening in Germany anymore. They also found the woman's DNA at crime scenes in France and in Austria. So now the entire region was on alert for this woman who seemed like this impossibly cunning international criminal genius. And Gunter, he couldn't help but start to wonder if he would ever be able to catch her. But then, in March of 2009, Gunter got a call from a police officer in France. And what this officer told him would change everything. According to this officer, the French police were currently investigating a potential murder. They told Gunter that a badly burned body had been found in France, and it was so disfigured that for a while, all police knew was that it was a man. However, an asylum seeker who had come to France had recently been reported missing. Police wondered if maybe the body belonged to him. So, on hunch, they had gotten his asylum application paperwork, which included his fingerprints, and they'd been able to lift a DNA profile from those prints. But when they had the DNA analyzed, the results didn't make any sense. And the French police were so baffled by these results that they were now calling Gunter because they knew if there's someone who needs to know about this, it's Gunter. And so Gunter, after being fully filled in about the baffling results that they had found, he was also at first very confused, but at the same time, he felt this new surge of hope. Because to him, it felt like, as bizarre as this was, maybe this was the break he'd been looking for the past 2 years. Maybe this was the time he was finally going to figure out who this woman really was. So he thanked the French police officer and then brought this new information to his team. And within just a few days, this new information from France did lead Gunter and his team to the woman with no face. It would turn out this woman, the international criminal mastermind behind dozens of crimes, including at least 4 murders, who had evaded capture for 16 years all across the entirety of Germany and beyond, appeared to everybody who actually knew her as a totally normal person. Like nobody suspected she was actually responsible for all these horrible crimes. She was a young woman who lived in southern Germany, who during the day she appeared to work in a factory, and at night she appeared to just go home. Like she lived a very ordinary life. And so again, nobody ever suspected her. But what the French police found when they analyzed the DNA from the missing man's asylum application was that that man's fingerprints somehow contained this woman's DNA. This was clearly impossible. I mean, primarily because the man was biologically male and the woman without a face was biologically female. They knew that. So even if the asylum seeker had secretly been this woman, that wasn't really possible. And so when the French police saw this, they knew they had to tell Gunter because he was in charge of the woman without a face investigation. And when he and his team looked into this, they figured out something shocking. It was precisely this woman's normal-seeming life, in particular, her very normal-seeming job at the factory, that made everything she did possible. Because at this factory, this woman sat on an assembly line, helping to manufacture the very cotton swabs that police use in DNA testing. On any given single shift, this woman would touch hundreds or even thousands of these swabs and would accidentally leave her DNA behind on each one. There was no international serial killer, woman criminal mastermind parading around the whole country. No, there was just a lot of contaminated cotton swabs. And so in essence, police had wasted all this time, nearly 2 decades, millions and millions of euros and thousands of hours of overtime, chasing a criminal who didn't exist. It was later determined that the police officer Martin Arnold and his partner Michelle were shot by 2 members of a neo-Nazi group. However, many of the other murders previously attributed to the woman without a face are still unsolved, primarily because police spent so long chasing the wrong suspect. Today, the case of the woman without a face is considered one of the biggest embarrassments in German police history.
That is crazy. Okay, there's another story. Let me reboot the feed and clean up my mess. And I'll join you back to finish up a couple things and we'll go over and hang out also. Do no harm, take no crap.